I honestly don't get it. I mean, on every newspaper that I buy, I see gas prices are up. It's like, okay, but everything else is up. I mean, I used to make my shopping, and it used to cost $10. Now it's like $20 to do shopping. The shopping is horrible. I don't want to do the shopping no more. Please stop the shopping. And it was like, oh yes, the gas prices are up. It's like, everything else is up. God damn it, everything else is up. At least I got an expert telling me that's a good thing. See, I would think that's a horrible thing. I would think like prices going up is a horrible thing, but no! Experts tell you it's a good thing. Oh, okay, right? It's a good thing. Sure, why not? Why the fuck not? Ah. Is Putin extorting you over European gas? Asks Billy Blogs in the chat. Dude, Putin isn't putting added taxes on gas. You know, like, okay, in Romania, there's a luxury tax, luxury tax on gas. So you need to pay luxury tax on gas. I'm not kidding. Like, gas is a luxury. And then you're going to have to pay carbon tax on top of it. Fuck me. Like, gas is the most expensive shit. Just because it's tax. Studies show, experts claim, yes. If you haven't figured out, I'm a little bit drunk. I drank a little bit of wine before doing this. But I think I can still entertain you guys. I think I can still manage to make you guys chuckle a little bit, if not a lot. God, I hate being drunk. Do you know why I hate being drunk? It's like, when you're drunk, you feel like a kid again. You feel like everything is funny and it amuses you. Like, shit that would normally not amuse you, it amuses you. And then the next day you get a little bit of a headache. A lot of a headache. That's what being drunk is like. Thank you, Raidon Chrome. See, Raidon Chrome from Russia enjoys the fact that I'm not blaming Putin for the gas. Abolish taxes, says Abdi Muhammad. Yeah, well, you know, Abdi Muhammad, I finally figured out the best way you can make anarcho-capitalist work. Because Abdi Muhammad is an anarcho-capitalist. And here's how you can make anarcho-capitalism work. A lot of people are wondering, like, I honestly don't get it. And what about, I mean, you know, like police and firefighters? And I found the system. Get Pokimane and Alinity, like get the thoughts on a television, and people will donate to the thoughts, and the donations go to building roads, and they go to building everything else that capitalism needs, right? So that's the only way I can see anarcho-capitalism works. Am I a bit of a lightweight when it comes to alcohol? Okay, so here's the thing when it comes to alcohol. If you're a regular drinker and you drink a lot, then you're going to have a lot of tolerance towards alcohol, and you can drink a lot and you can floor someone else under the table. But if you're usually not drinking, and then all of a sudden you drink one beer, you can get like drunk from one beer. From one Corona, you can get drunk. So that just shows you better getting used to ride the bike. I don't agree with that, JV Torrance. What's up with the thumbnail? Well, I like the thumbnail. I like Gargura. I think she's one of the only funny YouTubers that are left. I mean, she's a gamer. She plays video games, and she can be edgy. She curses. She gets the rage, and she doesn't get censored. So there's that. Okay. You are wise, and it's a lot cheaper if you have no tolerance. What? I don't get that, Bitter Blocks. I'm sorry. Where's my buyer's remorse, Astray? I think you're already feeling that you're sad for donating to me. Alright, anyway. Right, so let me see if I have any websites that are more into pornography opened. I guess I don't. Because I guess I'm like a eunuch. I don't use that. So I think I can show you guys my screen. Alright. This is my screen. I need to put on my glasses in order to see what I'm talking. Just so you know, I'm like completely wasted right now. Okay, Lebanon blackout, whole country without power. Where is Lebanon? I have no idea. It sounds French. I think it's in the Middle East, despite it sounds French. Now, I was thinking, like, can you imagine how shitty it is to be without power? It is kind of shitty, isn't it? Now, I don't know how it's like in Lebanon, but in Romania, if we went without power, it would be really bad because we need to heat up our apartments. The winter here goes to minus 20 degrees Celsius. I mean, if you don't use Celsius and you don't know what that means, it's like really, really cold. Okay? People die type of cold. That's how cold it is. So if we were in this situation where the electricity just goes out, yeah, it would be bad. So, whole country without power. My God, no, seriously, I do remember last year there was a power outage that lasted for 2 hours. And the heating in my apartment stopped working. It was so fucking cold. I thought that I was going to die. But I managed to survive. There is no more electricity in the whole country after the 2 large oil power plants in Lebanon were forced to shut down. Now, I want you guys to notice this really interesting segment, right? They never tell you why the power plants were forced to shut down due to the lack of fuel. Like, they never tell you why there is a lack of fuel. What's funny is that in Romania, there is now a commission to figure out why the fuel prices are going up. Like, the government doesn't know. Now, the reason they do a commission is so that people never have to ask questions. Because if you ask questions like 1 year from now, it's like, hey, why did the fuel prices go up? It's like, well, there's a commission trying to figure it out. Like, it's going to take probably like 5 or 6 years for the commission to figure it out. In other words, it's really the way to mop under the rug difficult questions. Like questions that shouldn't be answered. Because if you ask the questions, it's like, well, there's a commission. It's just trying to figure it out. Okay, fine. The effect Zrandi and Der Amani thermonuclear power plant had proving 40% of Lebanon's electricity, according to their operators. Okay, so now the entire country. Why the fuck did they choose this thumbnail? Like, how did they make this thumbnail? Did they get like 2 people in the dark in a closed room? It's like, hey, I need you to turn your smartphone. It's like, bitch, if there's no electricity, how can you have a smartphone? Like, eventually the smartphone is going to run out of juice and you can't charge it. Like, you need to charge your smartphone to an outlet. But the outlet doesn't have electricity, so there's no juice. Okay. I love the press. Like, the press manages to find the best pictures ever, even though they don't make sense. It's like, shouldn't they use candles instead? I think they should use candles. Wasn't there like an actual movie in the United States, by the way? I think there was a movie in the United States where they talked about the blackout. It's actually a movie, a blackout. And there's like no electricity and people do bad shit. Israel has a perfect opportunity to invade Lebanon and get rid of Hezbollah. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not into all of these foreign affairs thing. I don't know. Israel, Lebanon. It's like, okay, whatever. Let's see. I have a solar power bank from Walmart. So all I know is that if you're a private individual, you can actually have like the solar panels on top of your home. But if you have like the solar panels on top of your home, they can only heat the water. And it's like, okay, so the water heating is like what in my country? It's like $4 or some shit. So you get like $4 worth a month because they heat your water. And then it's like, okay, so per year is like what, like $50 per year? And they cost around $1,000. So how much do you need to wait until you get your investment worth? Abdi Muhammad says, "Dude, you lied about me being ICAP because I'm an objectivist. I think government is a necessary good. We need government, but for a few things." Okay, so you're a mini anarchist. There we go. Pineapple pizza is a heresy of the highest order. Okay, so this is HK. Now, I did a survey on my main channel during This Week in Stupid, asking about pineapple on pizza, and it was like 50-50. Most people aren't bothered by it, and they think the meme is cringy. And I gotta say, I do think that the meme is cringy as well. Because if you have pineapple on pizza and you're hungry, you're going to eat that pizza with no problem. You know what? In fact, I'm going to order the next time I'm on a Pizza Hut, like some pizza that has pineapple on it. Just to spite people. JD, I'm going to give you $10 of buyer's remorse. You're going to feel so sorry because you donated to me. You've no idea. All right. Let's see. What should we talk about? Got several other news articles. Should I talk about the cockfight in Far Cry? Probably not. I'm going to wait a little bit for that. Oh yeah, this is good shit. So I hope you guys can see this. Pope Francis met this morning with Nancy Pelosi, and it shows how they shook hands. By the way, is this the most uncomfortable smile you've ever seen, or what? Like, look at it. To me, this looked like an uncomfortable smile. It's like, you know, it's the type of smile that you give to your boss. Like you may hate your boss, but you give it anyway. You know what I'm saying? By the way, I was a little bit taken aback finding out that Nancy Pelosi is 80 years old. Like, really? 80 fucking years old? Like, in the United States, you got Americans, like, clinging to power like there's no tomorrow. It's like they're clinging to power with their teeth or something. It's like dinosaurs are still roaming. Huh? Now, here's the question. Do you think the Pope asked Nancy Pelosi about abortions? Because in the Catholic Church, abortion is a sin, right? Like, it's a really big thing. Isn't it? I thought abortion in the Catholic Church is a really big thing. Do you think do you think the Pope asked her about it or not? It's like, hey, Nancy, right? You're a Catholic. Am I right? Like you Catholicism like the rest of us. You got a lot of power, don't you? Like in the Democratic Party, you're very powerful. How do you feel about abortions, Nancy? What do you think? What do you think the stance is on? Now I'm not. By the way, just so you know, okay? Like I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about abortions. But I'm really curious. It's like the Pope, right? Religiousness. You think he cares? It looks like both hate each other. Oh, says Per Anderson from the chat. Yeah, it does look like they both hate each other. We got a thumbnail related meme. Let's see. What is it? Have you any? Okay. Let's look at the thing which Tactical Droid sent me. Oh my god. This is video games. This is consumerism. I never expected Tactical Droid to send me something like this, but okay.
Have you any conception of what you've created here? Do you have any idea what this hybrid is capable of?
Of course I do. This creature is the completion of a cycle. It Mankind's role in the cosmic order was preordained when the stars were young. Behold the culmination of your history.
All I behold is an abomination. My life for gold! By the gods, this can't be happening. Enough! Stop stamping! My life for ire! Greetings to you, mighty Dazadar. I knew that you would not forsake us.
I don't really get the people that dislike Gargura. I mean, the fact that she's got a corporation backing her allows her to actually be funny on YouTube. And let's be honest, I would rather have people, especially impressionable teenagers, watch Gargura than like some Twitch thought that talks about socialism. Oh, okay. Yes, exactly, David. David, you're spot on. My life for Gargura. I don't think Tactical Droid tried to get the reaction out of you like you provided. By the way, my wife has Netflix. You guys know? I need to make a confession. Why is South Korea managing to do a lot better TV shows than Hollywood? The last thing that I watched on Netflix was the Octopus Games, or what? The Calamari Games. I don't know what is the translation in the UK. Let me see. The Octopus. Might be the Calamari. I don't know. I think it's the Calamari, the correct translation. The Squid Game. Okay, the Squid Game. What is the difference between a squid and an octopus? Okay, I don't fucking know, but apparently there is a difference. Alright, so the Squid Game. Okay. The Squid Game. So we got now on Netflix got the Squid Games. This is apparently the #1 show on Netflix, alright? And I'm thinking about it, there's literally no diversity in it. Like, all of the cast members are Korean. The show is made by Koreans. And it's such a fucking amazing TV show. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It's because of my wife that I actually watched this. And the Koreans are managing to PTFO the Westerners on making entertainment. It's kind of funny because the show, I guess it has like an anti-capitalist slant. I mean, it's a popular show. It's literally about like the rich are using the poor as entertainment type of thing. And I fully recommend it. Okay, now, if you don't know how to watch it, I guess you're going to have to figure it out. Right? Because a lot of people, whenever I say it's like, hey, it's a Netflix show, they're like, LV, I don't have a Netflix account ever since Scooties. It's like, I don't fucking care, okay? There are other ways of seeing these shows. Like, marrying a woman that has an account is one of the examples. But there are more. And if you can't figure it out, you're dumb. Okay? And I'm not going to waste my time with you if you can't figure it out. So annoyed with people that are like, oh, V, well, I don't know. I don't have a Netflix account, so I can't see it. Okay, fine. Whatever. Okay, so what is the show about? It's a very interesting show. I'll make a video on my entertainment channel. But it's basically like people who... how should I put it in a way that makes justice to the show? The main characters are people who have nothing left to lose, I mean, there are people that are already on the bottom of society, and they're being offered an opportunity to partake in certain games that may end up with them ending a lot of money, but they can also die. So think about people who are at the bottom of society, who have nothing left to lose, and a rich person comes in and says, hey, if you partake in this type of game scenario, you can win a lot of money, but if you fail, you're going to die. And the games they partake in are games that people played in their childhood. So, for example, red light, green light, hide and go seek type of game, like tug of war. And if they fail at the games, they die. And you eventually find out that it's about like rich people, very wealthy people that are betting money on who's going to live and who's going to die. So that's what's sponsoring the games. But yeah, like the people that are desperate, they're playing games that they played in their childhood. The only difference is that if they win, they make a lot of money, and if they lose, they're going to end up getting killed. I think it's an excellent game. Of course, the media says, "Oh, it's a critique against capitalism." I don't think it's a critique against capitalism. It's just like wealthy people using the poor people at making money. Squid Games reminds me of gamer made in the United States. I'm not giving you buyer's remorse, which is going to make you want buyer's remorse better. I don't know why people think it's anti-capitalist propaganda. Like, do you honestly think that during socialism, like under the USSR, you didn't have like incredibly and insanely wealthy people that did the same thing? Like they would look at rich people. They would look at the peasants with disgust. I don't know. I mean, you can't say it's anti-capitalist propaganda, but I I mean, towards the end of the show, you have like one of the rich people making a bet with the main character, saying that, "Oh, look at this drunk fellow. No one is going to help him. He just passed out drunk on the street, and it's cold, and he's going to die, and no one is going to help him." And eventually, someone actually does come and helps him. So I don't know. I mean, I don't really think it's about capitalism. And by the way, there is something of value that the show is saying. So the show claims that once you're very rich, the thing you have in common with the poor is that people that are very rich get bored very easily. Cause they like once you have everything, you get bored of it. And I gotta say, that's kind of true. Like when I was a young lad, before I managed to buy my house and live it on debt from the banks, you go to a restaurant time and time again and you get bored of it. So you're trying to find new experiences. I think this is part of the human nature, that people adapt really easily to both negative and positive circumstances. So if you're really rich, you don't wake up every day and you go like, "Oh my God, I'm so rich, I'm so lucky." You get just used to being rich. And if you're a person that, let's say, is blind, like that should put you in a depression. It's like you find out from a doctor that, oh, you're going to lose sight in 1 week. That is very depressive. But after 1 year or 2 years, you get used to it. So blind people can still be happy. They can still get happiness out of whatever. And I guess it's like the human spirit getting adjusted to their situation. So where I'm going with this is that the show tries to say that rich people get really bored of being rich. They get bored of their lifestyle, just like poor people get bored with their lifestyle. So they're trying to make that connection between rich and poor. I really don't see what it's got to do with capitalism. It's more like money doesn't bring happiness type of metaphor. I don't think necessarily it brings capitalism into the game. People say, "Oh, it's Korea's version of capitalism," which isn't really capitalism. I don't know. It just says like being obscenely wealthy. I guess it says that people who are obscenely wealthy try to find different avenues of finding fun, and in this case is like finding fun in people that murder each other, and they bet on other people's lives or whatever. They need to be isekai. Man, I would love to be isekai and get on another plane with like really hot waifus that surround you. Someone asked me if I had Soviet medals. Here's a cool thing about Soviet medals that a lot of people don't know. Because in the USSR, they championed equality. Um, they believe that like one person can be equal than another, so they had factories where they couldn't just name an employee of the month because the employee of the month would be obviously more powerful than the other employees. So what they did is they would give the medal to machines. I'm not even kidding, like this actually happened. Imagine a factory and they gave the medal of the employee of the month to a machine. So machinery got like the employee of the month medal. And I think like how interesting it would be if you're actually operating that machine and you manage to do something which makes the machine defective. Like you're to blame for fucking up with the machine that's the employee of the month. That would be really funny. Your opinion on South Park? You think they sold out? And so I haven't seen the last episode on South Park, but I do think they're less edgy than they used to be, and I do think that yes, the current culture definitely influences their edginess. I mean, they're not even making Jew jokes anymore. They don't even make fun of the fact that Cartman is fat, which was the major punchline in the first episodes. So I do think that the new South Park is a lot more lame than the first seasons. By the way, if I were to draw a black character like this, do you think progressives would be upset? If you don't know who this is Mace Windu in the Disney Star Wars. I'm not even kidding. This is the official comic. You think the actual actor is a little bit WTF'd when they see this? It's not well received, as you can see in the comment section. We need to talk. Good job, Disney. Haha. Good job, the mouse. See, if I were to draw something like that, people would call me a racist, but I guess like Disney with the mouse, haha. It's making sure that they pay a lot of money to anti-racist programs. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not being abused, but this is quite sad depiction of Mace Windu. I'm not saying anything. It's just that the writer for Disney has, I guess, like very interesting takes. Anyway, I'm a little bit drunk now, right? As you guys can see, so I'm going to stop this a little bit early. But thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the last show. I'm a little bit under the weather, as you can say. I consumed a little bit too much alcohol, so I'll present the next segments, the next websites that I saved on tomorrow's show. So yeah, bye Andy and everyone else in the chat.